Well, hello and welcome back to the Tao Manifesting Tarot. This is the tarot reading unlike any I have ever heard about or experienced in my lifetime. And the reason is very simple. What we're experiencing in our world now, we have not experienced in our lifetime and beyond. We know very likely for let's say the last 7,000 years of recorded history, you get past 7,000 years ago and things get a little shaky. We got the younger Dryas, the older Dryas, we got a big freeze in the middle, and then once you get past that, you get to 12, 13, 14,000, 15,000 years ago, you see some remnants of civilizations we still don't understand. We have no information about really. We're guesstimating at best. So within the last 7,000 years, where we have certainly bias, certainly non-factual, but we have some essential information, knowledge that we can depend on. Nothing happened like what we're going through right now, because right now we are confronting the end of humanity. And people who come to this reading know that you're going to get a tarot reading. That's the focus. I want you to manifest, because manifesting, believe it or not, it's the kryptonite against all the bad stuff happening to us, most especially, by the way, the robots. We know they're breathing down our neck. The people who are part of this robotic AI revolution thing say 5 to 10 years from now, all jobs are going to be gone. It's all going to be done by robots. Very likely, things continue the way they are. We're not going to be here. Human beings won't be here 10 years from now, so it won't really matter. We'll talk about that. That's part of what we're going to be discussing today. Some new information has come up. So with the tarot reading, which is the focus, because after doing tarot for over 20 years, I have come to the realization tarot doesn't predict anything. It is the science of potential. The universe is made of energy frequencies. And a lot of people say the words but don't really understand the meaning. Masaru Emoto, who was a Japanese water scientist, spent his whole lifetime, 30, 40 years, studying water. He would put them in petri dishes, the same water from the same fountain, let's say, but put them in a dozen different petri dishes. And then he would have people say happy things and sad things. He'd have them write happy things and sad things and tape them to the stuff. When they look at the petri dishes, because they froze them overnight, they froze them because they wanted to be able to have something to look at. The happy discs, the happy petri dishes, had beautiful crystals, beautiful water crystals. Those who got the unhappy, sad message, ugly, terrible, discolored, and he did this for about 40 years. So we know that frequency works. We are not always aware of it. Don't always see it, but it works. And again, the idea of manifesting being the kryptonite, you manifest every day. Usually it's negatively. I don't want this to happen. I don't want to go to this meeting. I don't like this person. I don't want this. I don't. And a lot of that comes to you. And you go, man, bad luck. No, that's what you've been manifesting. So we got to swing that around. The problem is, or the obstacle, the hurdle, maybe a better way to put it, is that the world that we live in right now is being tested like it hasn't been in recorded history. We are literally on the edge of wiping out humanity. There's always a possibility of a nuclear war. You can't rule that out. Somebody gets crazy, somebody presses a button, and we're off and running. How about solar flares? How about things coming from outer space hitting the Earth? How about earthquakes, sunspots, whatever? We know that in the past, these things are capable enough to virtually kill all life. In fact, at one point, going back about 20,000 or so years ago, it looks like there was some sort of a major catastrophe. We don't know where it came from, outer space or whatever. We don't know. Could be sunspots again or earthquakes. Could be a combination of things. Where there were anywhere from 1,000 to 10,000 human beings on the planet after this decimation. Now that's cutting it pretty short. But there were enough there to obviously be able to replenish the earth. Some say too much plenish, but that's a discussion for another day. The point of the matter is, this is a super rare event. Now we're coming to the 26,000 year cycle, the ending of Pisces, getting ready to go into Aquarius. And when you make that transition, it's always messy, sloppy, and you got to deal with all kinds of shit from mostly the past that you got to clean up before you go into the future. Now that's where we're at right now, and our decisions will determine where that goes, which way that goes. But I got to tell you, it doesn't look good. So that's why I'm doing this Tarot Plus. Going to get the tarot, going to get a good clear reading. You're going to understand the energy. You're not going to have to figure it out. Most tarot and astrology readers, and I've done astrology and numerology for 50 years. Like I said, tarot for 20. I've been around doing this stuff. Tarot is a science of potential. We'll give you the energy. You decide how it fits your life. But you're the one that has to decide. You are the one who has to apply it. The science of potential. If you don't do a damn thing, then you're not going to get a damn thing. Or maybe you'll get worse than a damn thing because you haven't participated. Don't know. We go to about astrology, numerology. I've done those, as I said, for more than 50 years. God, I'm getting old. Anyway, done them more for 50 years, and those are sciences that deal with cycles. Cycles within cycles within cycles within cycles within cycles within cycles ad nauseum. I have never yet found an astrologer who could filter through all of that information without making it a word salad. And people going, what the hell are you talking about? I mean, you're all over the place. I have never run into anybody, including my own readings, by the way. I have to fight like hell to try to distill it. Now, I realize that you take away some what could be viewed as vital or essential information, but you got to get the storyline. If you don't understand the storyline, what's the point? My deal is to communicate as best I can. So that's why with the tarot, you get, when applicable, numerology and astrology, because they will add something to the tarot understanding. And that's what's essential. That's what's vital. So with that in mind, let's take a look at the cards. You got 4 tarot cards. The one in the middle is the Oracle card. It sets the mood for the reading. And this one says round and round. And round and round. And round and round. You get the idea, right? Okay? Number up in the right-hand corner, 25. 2, always, 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 primarily a decision. And the 5 is change. So you are making a decision to change something, but the 2 and 5 together makes a 7. You need more information. You need more information. Maybe some spiritual insight of some sort. You don't quite have enough, and that's where you're headed. And yesterday, in yesterday's tarot, I was talking about Saturn and Uranus being together in a sextile, which it's a favorable aspect. Let's leave it at that. And that was going to stoke the fire of communication. That was going to stoke the fire of investigation. It literally, in some cases, will fan the flames. Saturn being in Aries, and Uranus being in Gemini. You got fire and air, fire and air, fire and air together creates a bigger flame. So something is coming into our lives. It could be individualized or it could be generalized, but something is going to stoke the flames. What does that mean? We'll find out in time. I suspect it's going to be good, or the opportunity, because of the aspect involved. Sextile is very favorable. Okay? So that being the case, we're talking round and round, round and round, and that's really the way it's felt for a number of years for a lot of people. We're just kind of like hamsters running in a cage, man. We're not going anywhere. We're working our ass off. We're running like hell. We're not getting anywhere. Well, now let's add to that astrological setup here, the Saturn-Uranus, nice, favorable sextile. And let's talk about something that's happened within the last week or two. As we headed into April, the planet Neptune entered Aries. Those two energies don't match. Aries, very stubborn, very me-oriented, very aggressive. Neptune it's liquid, it's air, it's vacuous, it doesn't have any form or shape. And that takes us to a story now that, again, I got some more information today. A lot of people the world over have noticed the skywriting, the chemtrails. And they've also noticed that their weather has been different, their health has been different. And they're worried about it. They're wondering about it. Well, they should be worried about it because some new information says they are going full tilt. They plan on going full tilt. Your local government can't stop it. State government can't stop it. Maybe even the feds don't want to stop it. What's happening is they have heavy metals, they have remnants or parts and pieces of nuclear material and other things, especially aluminum, which they're dropping from the skies in record amounts. What that's doing is killing the soil. It's making it from acid, which the soil needs, it's making it alkaline. Birds, bees, all kinds of wildlife are disappearing. The numbers are dropping. Bees are down to about 20% what they were 50 years ago. And if the bees go, the other pollinators are right there behind them. We're in deep shit. I mean, real deep, real fast. You don't have to worry about the price of food. You ain't going to have any food. And you go, well, you know what, then I'm going to have to go to the farmers, who grass feed. The grass that the cows are going to eat is garbage. It's poisoned. And given time, the grass isn't even going to grow anymore. And then they're doing some more, I understand, some chemical experimenting so that the plants that they grow, it's like the food. It's, okay, glyphosate. Well, it's they have glyphosate-resistant food, which is humans still can't eat because there's glyphosate in it. But they're thinking about making plants that are not affected by mercury or what. This is going to be a dystopic world like you can't believe. And so people are very concerned. So I did a little investigating, and the common thing that I ran up when I got onto Google was, this is a conspiracy theory, no truth. Conspiracy theory, no truth. Conspiracy theory, no truth. What's bullshit? So if they say it's not true, it's a conspiracy theory, I have learned it's true. And so that is the situation. Back in 1920, it was the American Flying Service. It wasn't the Air Force yet. They were experimenting with cloud seeding, putting poisonous chemicals in the air in 1920. And they did it ostensibly to protect bombers in war, because if you put up this big, huge cloud of stuff, the enemy couldn't see through it, and whatever. It was bullshit then, it's bullshit now. But already back in 1920. But it doesn't, there's a lot more going on, been going on for a long time. In fact, World War II, right at the end of World War II, we really started to go full tilt. Full tilt. 1962, there was a patent for artificially influencing weather issued. October 1962. Then we go to November 2001, hurricane tornado control. 2012, tropical storms and hurricanes. 2013, formation of tropical cyclones. 2013, later in the year, summer of that year, they want to influence the direction and travel of hurricanes. 2020, more hurricanes, more typhoons, more helical artificial generator of tornadoes. It's been going on for a long time, well over 100 years. And now people are getting very, very concerned, and the government apparently is not doing a damn thing about it. As you know, if you've listened to this before, I voted for Trump because I felt I had no other choice. No other choice. It's obvious it was a wrong choice, but it's also obvious that some of the predictions that Trump will be the last president of the United States may come true. Because after this, Trump administration is almost a complete failure on every level. Tulsi, RFK, Kash Patel, you name them, they failed on it. Doge is giving us numbers, but not really making changes. God knows what's going on with the any of the files or secret files. Pam Bondi's not doing it. They're not delivering. So at this point, I'm going, Democrats didn't deliver. Republicans didn't deliver. Okay, maybe we got to start all over. That's where we're at. Here's the meme for today, tying in with this round and round idea. When Rome was falling, they constantly had circuses to distract people, like we have football and baseball and basketball. Ooh, look at it, it's important. Just remember, these are distractions, and to keep you poor at the price of tickets. These are distractions. Remember that as you're seeing the world go on and on. You're going round and round and round because that's what they're putting you on, and you're going for it. So it's time for magic. Let's get to the reading. All the way to the left, Magician, card number 1. The magic is in you. It's realized potential. It's determination. The magic is within you, within me. We can make the difference, but you got to use that tarot potential. That's the frequency. What is your potential? If you don't know, this is a good time, especially with the Saturn Uranus mixing together nicely. You could get some real inspiration. Next card over, King of Swords. Swords are truth, honesty, integrity, beliefs, and it's in reverse. So you are thinking at this point, what the hell can I do? Because if half of what I say to you is true, we're in deep shit. Deep shit. Now, you or I can't save the world on our own, but we can begin with us. Potential, break the cycle, quit going round and round like some sort of a hamster. So you are aware that you do have some power in your life. That power will spill over to others. You also understand with the King of Swords that you have to go for what's true. Enough with the comfortable bullshit. Enough with that. That hasn't gotten you anywhere. It's time for truth. And with the Saturn-Uranus thing coming up over the next few months especially, the next card, the Knight of Swords, may just bring you that truth. Some insight, something where you go, that's it, I got it, I'm done. It's not going to save the world. It's not going to even save my town. Not going to even save my neighborhood. But it begins with me. It begins with me. And that will take us to the final card, the Ace of Wands, positivity, hope, joy, gratitude. Tune into that potential. Remember, when Rome was falling, they constantly had circuses. It was a distraction. Don't think about the serious stuff. Don't look in the sky at that writing. No. Don't pay attention to what the government's not doing. Don't pay attention. Break the cycle. Break the cycle. You can do it. That's your job. You're tuning into this frequency. You got your orders. Quit going round and round and round and round like some damn hamster. You're not. And possibly the survival of humanity may depend on you keeping that thought, growing that thought, spreading that thought. That's the reading for today. Back again tomorrow with another Tau Manifested reading. Hope you're here with me. I'm here every single day. Please like, subscribe, and share. See, I said it and you guys didn't remind me today. Ha ha, gotcha. Like, subscribe, and share. Back again tomorrow. God bless, be well.